bloody hell, you get pissed off.
Previously on Nandini Says. Sex. People don't know that it's about teach about contraception, what to do after, where should you seek help if anything untoward happens to you.
Why do you think people are so opposed to the idea that the voting age should be lowered to 18?
I think there's a great misconception and mistrust in Malaysia on our young people. And it's truly sad because, you know, we keep on saying in speeches, all politicians, from the youngest to the oldest, corporate leaders say that the youth are the future of Malaysia, that the youth will be the ones who will drive us into a developed country. Yet we are telling and we are signalling to our young generation that you are so suboptimal, that you are so immature that your voice doesn't matter. There are only 5 democracies in the world where voting age is at 21. And Malaysia is one of the 5. 95% of democracies have already reduced it. So that shows other countries trust the youth so much, invest so much in them. But yet in Malaysia, we think that they're imbeciles.
Do I look stupid to you?
At the end of the day, 50, 60-year-olds voting, you all auntie, uncles voting, grandma, grandfather, amma, appa don't agree at home. You all voting, but then at the end of the day, it is I, him, and you know, my friends in this room and in this country who have to live with the consequences of that. Yep. No one is thinking about that. Yep. What are the 3 most important things you will do right after the bill is passed?
The first and most important, obviously, is to educate our young voters. I just want to point out, there's a hysteria out there. People think that after we reduce voting age to 18 years old, suddenly the future of Malaysia will be in shambles because young people will suddenly create terror all around Malaysia. They don't understand about politics, they don't care about issues, which is untrue. I just want to ask you a question. Who would usually share fake stories, messages on our family WhatsApp group? Would it be you or your aunties and uncles?
Aunties, uncles lah. Huh?
Exactly.
What can cure cancer? This one share
aloe vera can cure cancer.
You all know not? Don't know. Never mind. Share this video. One share, one prayer.
So
don't forget.
We put such a high standard on young people. Young people must be educated. They must have a degree. They must have 10 years of political experience in order for them to vote. But we don't apply the same standards on the older generation. Until when will we allow Malaysia's future to be dictated and decided by those who are much older than us? Yet, we, the young people, will be the ones living the longest and the ones feeling the impact of any policies passed at that point in time. The second one, which I think is very important after this bill is passed, is to ensure that we create a strong sense of bipartisanship. I want to ensure that the same bipartisanship in fighting for young people, empowering them, will continue. And the final part, once this bill is passed, I definitely want to send a clear signal and a symbol to all Malaysians out there that young people should never be looked down again. The days where young people are seen to be childish, intellectually inadequate, individuals who need 5 to 10 years of corporate experience before they get their first job is over. Because now you know that the young people are the key to political change, and everyone, from the corporates to politicians to parties, will have to work for them even harder.
It's like so refreshing to hear someone say nice things about young people because for the past 10 years, all I hear is millennials this, millennials that, millennials this, millennials that. For a minute there, no one is considering the fact that if millennials are so dumb, then what you're doing? Educate them. In the future, say this is everything goes well, okay, we lower the voting age. What do you think are the 3 biggest problems faced by Malaysian youths today?
One is, I think it's an issue of employment. Right? If you notice in Malaysia today, there are 500,000 unemployed youths. Right? That's a troubling figure. 200,000 are made up of those with diploma or degrees, and 300,000 are made up of those with SPM certificates. It is a very big issue. It is an issue where the job market don't treat us well. As you mentioned, for you to become a scientist who just graduate, you're expected to have a 5 to 10 year experience, but your salary is only about 3,000 ringgit.
The heck?
As a young person, you feel, bloody hell, you get pissed off. I think one is definitely a problem of employment, and I want to ensure that all political parties and governments work concertedly to ensure that we resolve that issue. The second part, I think we're not doing enough for youth at risk. Kita panggil belia berisiko.
Yes.
For example, those youth delinquents who have served time in Henry Gurney or sometime in prison, or the mak rempits, right, who in the end, when they do not have an alternative source of entertainment, they decide to go within that mak rempit community where they feel a great sense of belonging. I think we need to reach out to them a lot more. That's why we ran the Yellow Ribbon campaign to give a second chance to ex-youth offenders. In my office, I took in a graduate from Henry Gurney to send a message that this person can be a leader, can turn a new leaf if you give the person a chance. And now he's so damn good that he's touring all around Malaysia giving motivational talks to youth at risk. And this is a person who has been labelled by society as those who are bound to fail, who should never be given a second chance. We must reach out and assist the youth at risk, because our job is to be all-encompassing, to support all youth, not just those who will and have succeeded. I think the final part, put policies aside, is a factor of trust. We as young people should feel hungry in driving for change, in believing in ourselves, in our generation. To me, what truly troubles me is not when adults disbelieve us. What troubles me is when I see there are also young people saying, hey, even my generation are suboptimal, subpar, can't think properly, don't know anything about politics. What does that say about the future of Malaysia? What does that say about my generation, where we distrust ourselves, we pull ourselves down, but then when we get discriminated in the workforce, when politicians choose not to listen to us, then we start complaining. But the strongest and best way to complain is not at the social media, but it's when every 5 years come, you vote.
Let's vote! Let's vote!
Trust me, every single politician, including myself, will be even more scared of you and therefore will even work harder for you.
I love that. Yeah, you're so right about that, because I feel like the problem in this country is that young people, they want everything fast, everything they want shortcut, I don't want to do much, without realizing that, yeah, I'm actually kind of guilty of saying that, oh my god, everybody's so stupid. I say that quite often because people piss me off, okay? But still, at the end of the day, if we don't help each other, we cannot wait for our grandma, grandfather, and amma, appa, and akka all to come and help us. We have to help each other. We have to make sure that if you see a fellow, like say, 28-year-old doing stupid things, please do not just like rant, like kacham, don't say anything. Please help them out, help them understand. Do whatever you can to help them open their minds. Don't like, kata bawa tempurung, tolonglah keluar dari tempurung tu, jangan jadi kata bawa gelas, okay? Have you ever heard that, kata bawa gelas?
No, kata bawa tempurung, definitely.
I kind of made that up because it's like, tak nak cakap tempurung tak juga, sebab semua boleh nampak, semua boleh tahu, semua kat fingertips, tapi tak ada guna.
Not bad.
Like say, politics 101, a subject that you want to introduce in schools. Like say kids go to Form 1 and then bam, they have to like learn like what's going on in Parliament, blah blah blah. Is that something you're going to look into?
This is the part which I don't understand. People think that politics is a complex train of thought which is only reserved for the most educated and aristocratic class in Malaysia. In reality, politics in a democracy is about the plight of the commoners. It is about what's the cost of public transportation? What's the cost of the food which I need to pay for during lunch? Will I get a scholarship if I get a particular grade? That is an issue which affects everyone. They think that politics is about learning philosophy 101. It's about knowing the complex democratic structures within a particular country. You cannot expect the citizenry to only vote based on your ideals. What about the politics of the commoners, those who live within a B40, who earn less than 1,500 ringgit, but then will have to take care of a family of 4. So just because a person doesn't have a degree or a diploma or has 10 years experience within a political party, therefore his vote matters less? It's not. Democracy is about empowering the masses, understanding their concerns, and acknowledging that their concerns are as legitimate as ours.
Can I take that as I encourage like an introduction of like politics in school. All of us in power actually tell kids why politics matter.
Exactly.
Why we should vote, why we should participate, why in our own capacity we should be making changes. You are powerful in your own small kampong. Don't forget that. What is like your like closing statement? You're a debater, right? So like you're like yeah, in your face to people who say that youths shouldn't be part of politics. If
you keep on demotivating young people, see them as outsiders who don't deserve to have a say in the future of the country, that means the future will only be determined by those who are much, much older than us. And if we keep on saying to young people that you are the future, but at the same time ban them from crafting that part of the future, that means you are a true hypocrite. Damn! We will be a powerhouse in the future, but that powerhouse will lie in the hands of the young people of today. invest in them, fight for them, and ensure that they will have the brightest of future in our beloved nation.
Take that, haters! Give me a high five. That's like really amazing closing statement. Thank you so much.